I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It's about Sugar Commentate. I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about Black entertainment, Black womanhood, and whatever else I feel like talking about this week. All right, let's get right into it. So, gotta get comfortable, child. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about something. I want to talk about basically the phrase "choose better men," because this is something I always see when it comes to, especially like Black women in particular, but like women in general. Whenever women are talking about their dating woes or like, you know, unfortunate, being unlucky in love and stuff like that, every single time, it never without fail, there's always some man in the comments, especially if it's like on a public platform like a TikTok or YouTube or whatever, like, or even on Twitter. Like every time something like that happens, there's always a guy that's like, well, you should pick better men. And it's just like, what? Is better men even out there, sir? What are you talking about? And so I really wanted to talk about it. And especially after what happened last week on Twitter, I have to talk about this. So I'm going to be talking about sexual assault just a little bit. So if that is a topic that is triggering to you, I would definitely leave you down in the timestamps when I'm not talking about that anymore. Like I said, if you're sensitive to that topic, I'm just issuing a trigger warning because I know that that is something that, you know, is triggering and stuff like that. So yeah. Earlier last week, Instagram comedian, Drewski made a video. And the video was basically, you know, showing this, like, you know, Drewski likes to make videos where he's like poking fun at like men and women and how they may act in certain social situations. So in this situation, Drewski was playing a dude who invited some girls over and was constantly giving them alcohol. And it is alluded that the reason why he was doing that because he wanted to get them a little bit loose so they could make it more easier to sleep with them. So you see him throughout the night issuing shots, giving the women shots, trying to play games involving alcohol so they get more and more intoxicated. And you could even see him looking at the other guy that's in the video, like, you know, we finna get some tonight, like it's finna be lit, whatever, whatever. And even towards the end of the video where the girl seems very much like intoxicated to the point where she looks like she's either gonna pass out or throw up or something, he's still trying to give her more shots. And the video ends there, but like I said, you could, if it was real life and this was like how it was going, you can definitely believe that he tried to sleep with the girl. And so it went viral on Twitter and everyone got to talking. I think even Drewski might have taken the video down because I don't even see it on his Instagram, but it was causing a lot of commotion and conversation. And everybody was like, it was like guys in the comments like, oh, Drewski took it too far. Like, I've never seen nothing like that. It's not even like whatever, like it's not that deep, whatever. And then there was even dudes talking about trying to blame the fictional character in this skit that, oh, she shouldn't have drunk so much. That's her fault. Why was she drinking so much? And I'm just like, how is it that even in a fictional scenario, y'all still find a way to be misogynistic and victim blame? How? I just want to know, what is that in your brain that like lets you do that every single time these matters happen? Like, it's just really fascinating. It's tragic as hell, but fascinating to me and my homegirls, honestly. But I wanted to talk about the video very briefly and how it pertains to the choose better men thing, because this is just one of the ways in which I think men act and no other men calls men out for doing stuff like this. Like, I don't think Drewski's intent for making this video was to raise awareness about assault or anything like that. I really don't. I think it was literally for shits and giggles as usual. But it is a worthy conversation to have about the ways in which men feel so very comfortable with coercing women into sleeping with them. Like, anybody that's been to college, but really any woman who's been in a public setting in like your early 20s or late teens has been in the scenario that Drewski depicted. Whether you were the woman getting drunk or you witness a woman getting drunk at the hands of men giving her a bunch of drinks. Because every so often we think about assault, like that type of assault, we think about it like in the ways in which we see it on TV, where like there's a creepy dude in the corner in a trench coat watching a pretty girl drink, and then he waits until she's not paying attention or she leaves her drink unattended and then slides over and then puts a little date rape drug in her drink or whatever the case may be, and then waits until she drinks it and passes out and he brings it to an alley or something, right? Like, that's the way we think about it. But more often than not, it is the way it is in the Drewski video. Especially, like I said, if you went to like a public college or something like that, or been to college parties, you know exactly what that is. Like, there are dudes that love to invite women over and get them either drunk or high or crossfaded or whatever so that they can be more open to sleeping with them. Like, that is their strategy. They think it's a way of like finessing into the draws or something. When really, like I just said, that is assault, it's coercion. And it's really crazy to me how so much men can like think of it that it's not that. Like, they just think of it so that it's so normal to me. And like I said, when it's not that, it's dudes that are constantly a woman's body language, or they are they say like verbally they don't want to sleep with you, and you keep like trying to finesse your way into getting it. Like, you're like, oh, it's just kissing, or oh, let me just massage you, or oh, like other things, like and then like you make it lead into that. Once again, that is assault. That is assault. And so much men think of it like, no, I just know how to finesse. Like, no, you are an assaulter. Like, and it's crazy to me because, like I said, when women talk about assault every single time, especially on social media, without fail, there are the victim shamers. There are the ones that are like, no, you shouldn't have been going to that man's house at that time of night. You should have known what it was when you signed up. You should have never been dressing the way you do. Oh, why are you telling Twitter about this? That's something I see all the time. Like, anytime a woman talks about someone that assaulted them, without fail, there's always the men in the comments like, you should have told the police. Why are you telling the internet about it? You should have went to the hospital. You're stupid. You should have known he was going to do that. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, instead of you supporting this woman, showing her light and love, because this is not something easy for a woman to do, come out and talk about someone who traumatized them, essentially. You're sitting there trying to play an extra off of freaking SVU. Like, get the hell up out of here. Like, what? I never have respect for men who talk about go to the police. The same police that be killing black folks out in the street? Are you dead serious? Do you know how traumatizing that is for somebody? Do you think when somebody gets assaulted, the first thing they're going to do is run to the police? Like, oh, I just got assaulted. You know what I'm going to do? Go to the police. I urge a lot of you guys to watch I May Destroy You, because I think it's one of the most, I think, heartbreaking, but also enlightening and like accurate depictions of a woman going through assault. Like, you know what I'm saying? While she was assaulted in the ways in which, like, the way I talked about, like, the creepy dude who, like, spit what's over your drink, I definitely still think that a lot of y'all, especially men, need to tap into that limited series, like, immediately. But like I said, you guys, instead of really calling a thing and calling these men out and shaming them for doing these awful things to women, you would instead put the responsibility on women. And my question is always, why? Why do you do that? Because that's what I'm saying. You talk about pick better men, choose better men. It's on you why you got played. It's on you because whatever. And y'all don't even call out niggas that y'all don't even know. Like, y'all have so much bro code to dudes y'all don't even know in real life. You are protect celebrities who assault women, who do, domestic violence on women, who do all these crazy things, and there's mountains and mountains of proof, but you will never, like, and it's like, what? And like I said, even like men you don't even know, not even famous, don't got no type of clout whatsoever, you will still protect them over a woman who is saying, this man did X, Y, and Z to me. Like, what? You're not even a better man, but you're telling her to choose better men. Like, are you dead serious? So let's get into the other part of it. Even the ways that men feel so entitled to women's bodies, which is why I had the conversation about the Madonna whore complex and body count, because I said that it's so interesting how men want women to have low body counts when most of the time they don't have low body counts at all, and they are so quick to call women hoes and sluts for the most arbitrary of reasons, when once again, if they were held to that same standard, then they too would be a hoe and or slut. But obviously there's more social ramifications to a woman being a hoe than a man is. So here we are with that whole stupidness. But I just find it interesting. Like I said, men will sit there coerce and assault women time and time again, and then turn around and call the woman easy, call the woman a slut. And it's just like, if anybody did wrong in that situation, it is you. You took away their agency and you disguised it as finessing, getting the draws. But she's a slut because she slept with you. When like I said, both of y'all participated in the act. Even if it wasn't an assault situation, how many times do you hear men sleep with women on the first date and turn around and they be nasty about them and talk about, oh, she was easy. Oh, if it was so easy to sleep with her, that means other guys have slept with her. Like, so much, I said before, so much of what men do and think has to do with what other men think. And it's just like, hello, what are you doing? Like, what's going on here? Like, it makes absolutely no sense. But it's just like so interesting to me that y'all do that, and that y'all have this entitlement to women's bodies. And it's like, obviously patriarchy is why, but it's just like, you'll hear men talk about, oh, I spent X amount of dollars on you, so you must have to sleep with me. Or if I take you out to eat, I have to get, you know, the draws from you at the end of the night. And it's just like, who told you that? Or even dudes who are nice guys, who are not really nice guys at all. Because it's just like, if you're being nice to a woman in hopes that she'll sleep with you or date you, you are not a nice guy at all. You have a motive. If you're a nice person, like, essentially, you're not being nice to get a benefit out of it. You're doing it because that's who you are in your core. You see what I mean? Yes, I don't believe in the friend zone either. Like, if you had intentions, you think because you're nice to a woman that you deserve something, you need to get a life, like, immediately. Because it's just like, this girl did not tell you. It's like, most of the time you hear the scenarios like, this girl didn't tell you nothing that she wanted to date you, but you're sitting there like, oh, you know, I was a nice friend to her, so I deserve. That's literally men's thing every time. Like, they, like I said, will aim for the stars, shoot for the moon, choose a woman that they think that they deserve, and they can't even match the level that she's at. And so then, like, it's just like, and then get mad because she don't want you. Like I said, men will talk about preferences all day long when it comes to some ignorance, like skin complexion and hair texture, or even like body size or whatever, right? Y'all love to talk about preference. But when a woman says something about how much a man makes or something like that, or occupation he has to have, it's a whole bunch of, oh my God, she's being mean, she's being rude, oh, she's such a prude. And it's just like, ain't that a preference, like y'all say? Y'all love to talk about preference. Y'all love to talk about it. Until it's when it's like a woman has standards and she has something that she wants for herself, and you don't meet those standards. Like, it's so funny to me, because even like living in Atlanta, I see so much men complain about women who want, you know, men who make six figures, and men who are ball players, or men who make a certain amount of money. And they get mad that those women do not want them. And I'm just like, for every girl that's like that in the city of Atlanta, there's like 50 billion of them that aren't like that, like, that don't want men that make six figures, or don't want, like a lot of women want bare minimum, like, in every city. Like, it don't take much. I'm like, even if you go on the outskirts of Atlanta, like, if you go, like, you know, some other suburbs around, like, regular everyday women, like, you know what I'm saying, like, not, like, I'm like, it's okay for those women to want those things, because either they make that certain amount of money, or they made the investment into their looks to get that type of man, because a lot of those men just want eye candy anyway. So it's just like, more power to you, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you will sit there and bother those women knowing what type of man they want, and they get mad when they say no. Like, y'all just can't take rejection for nothing, and it's so funny to me. But the other thing about it is, you have men that, like I said, choose a certain woman, that they see that she got her life together, they see she's attractive, they see she's confident, and sits there and becomes the woman that you think that she should have, or the woman that you know, you become the man that you think that she wants, or you become a man that you know that she likes, so that she can let her guard down, and either you get to sleep with her, or get whatever the hell you want in that situation. And then you turn around and then start acting like you really do, right? You start being a douche to her, you start being mean to her, you start being cold or ghost or whatever the hell y'all do. And then the girl starts questioning herself, because she's like, well, what did I do wrong? You weren't like this before. How did I not see this before? Like, I don't understand. What did I do? And then, like I said, she'll go to her guy friends, or go to Twitter, or go to Instagram and talk about what happened. And dudes will be like, well, you should choose a better man. I'm like, she did choose a better man. He just lied to her. Like, he pulled a Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde. Like, are you serious? Like, there are so much men on TikTok that, like, boast about the fact that they be playing women and finessing women. Like, oh, yeah, I'll become the man you want for 3 weeks, and when I get what I want out of the situation, I go away. Like, and there's so much men that are so comfortable with treating women like dog shit. And we're supposed to be like, well, I should have known what it was when I signed up. It's like, no, like, y'all niggas need to do better. Y'all need to do better. I'm so sorry about it. Like, what? Like, it blows my mind in the ways in which men can literally be the shittiest of human beings, and they will continue to get women, and women gotta be everything. You gotta be pretty, you gotta be smart, you gotta have a personality, body gotta give. Like, you know, you gotta have things going for yourself. You gotta have so many things just to get a little crumb of something, right? And there are so much beautiful, fascinating, amazing women that have never been in a relationship before because men just don't see them as good enough, right? Or men had just see them as disposable. But men can literally just breathe and get women. Like, they could treat women as crappy as they would like, and they would still get more women. Because for every woman that will say, okay, you're a player or you're trash, I don't want you, there's like a dozen more that will say yes. Because women have been we have been taught and socialized to settle every single time. Like, it's just like, okay, like, you gotta find a man and find a man quick, and as long as he's, you know, he's breathing, that's a good man right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter if he cheats, it don't matter if he treats you like garbage, like, you know, like, at least you have a man. Like, that's kind of like how a lot of us have been socialized to navigate ourselves in relationships, and we have this scarcity mindset because we're like, okay, like, we're not going to fight anybody else because this is the best we could do, especially if you're, you know, a black woman, dark-skinned woman, fat woman. Like, the more marginalized you are is the even more, like, the more you're encouraged to settle. Like, how dare you want something better? Like, you know what I mean? But men, like I said, can want to choose the creme de la creme of women, knowing good and damn well that's not what they ready for, or that's not what they, that whatever, and then get mad when that woman rejects them. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me. It's so mind-boggling and essentially just frustrating to me because, like I said, it just always lands on women no matter what. Like, it's always like, well, what did you do? How did you do that? Like I said, even when I talked about Sierra last week and how I said the whole big thing of it was that she chose wrong. And because she chose wrong for a baby father, she deserves to be punished for the rest of her life. She can't have, you know, a new standard in man. She can't get rewarded with a better man because at the end of the day, she chose Future. So that's what she got to live with that for the rest of her life. She don't get nothing else. Like, so much men think that way. Like, how dare you? Like, and it's just like, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? And it's just like, for me, I found myself, I think because I was like, you know, I'm getting up there, you know what I'm saying? I turned 25 last year. And I remember that I kind of went through for the past couple of months this like quarter life crisis. I felt like everything I thought my life was going to be at 25, it just was not that. And a big part of it was like my dating life. Like, I just felt like, oh, like, you know, I've never been in a real relationship before, never been in love before. What's wrong with me? Everyone around me is getting married. Everyone else is finding things. And I found myself, you know, trying so hard to find a relationship. And the little bit of whatever relationship I had, I was trying to cling on it for dear life and be like, please love me, like, kind of thing. And it was just like, at the end of it all, like, right? Like, I just found myself to be more burnt out and tired and upset than anything because I just was not getting what I wanted. And I was just like, why am I pushing this? The men out here is garbage. I'm so sorry. They garbage. And I'm not saying every guy out there is garbage. I know good men exist, right? Because one thing I will say, and why I don't say all men are trash, is because I had the privilege of having an amazing father who really loved my mother and loved me. And he was just a phenomenal person overall. And so for that, and my parents have like the cutest little love story. I think that's why I wanted that so badly for myself, because I am around the age when they got married. And so I just think because I had that, I was eager to find, you know, like a person to fall in love with myself. But like I said, I lost sight of a lot of things. And I just found myself being borderline desperate to find somebody. But it's just like, y'all dudes just are exhausting. Like, dating is really exhausting. Like, it's exhausting, it's tiring. And like I said, when you got men whose politic is like not telling women to choose better men, when they don't even call their friends out for being nasty to women because they're like, oh, it's none of my business, I don't tell other men what to do. Or like I said, you see their politic when it comes to the Tory Lanez situation, or the Future Sierra thing situation, or even the Jada Chris Rock and them situation. Like, you see the ways in which they think so misogynistic, like they think so misogynistic, or they don't call out men for being nasty, or they support abusers. It's just like, why am I trying? Why am I? This is what I'm supposed to marry and have kids with? Are you serious? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I always say this: I'd rather have a man that don't got two good thoughts to rub together than a man that thinks like that. Like, I would rather have a dude like a Fezco that don't be having two, maybe got two good thoughts for the week, and that's it. I'd rather have that than to deal with a man who's sitting there saying all types of misogynistic bullshit on the internet, or have a podcast where he's spewing hate about women. Like, what? No, no, ma'am, no, sir, no, thank you. But like, that's the thing. My whole thing, and I hope this isn't like, this doesn't sound all over the place. But my thing is, y'all love to put the responsibility on men's irresponsibility on women. Like, and it's really like men, like I said, literally anything, all the world's problem always end up on women somehow, some way. And the thing is, y'all don't even, do y'all elevate yourselves to be better? Do you elevate the men in your life to be better? Do you elevate men you see that be terrible to women on the internet to be better? I don't see it. Anytime I see a woman being harassed or being treated badly on the internet, it's always black women that are supporting them every single time. Famous, not famous, whatever. It's always black women rallying behind and supporting women. I don't see it. I don't. And like I said, when you hear when men coerce women or men do so much crappy things to women, it's just like, y'all don't ever call out y'all friends for doing it, because like, either A, y'all do it yourselves, or like I said, y'all just stay complacent. And I'm like, being complacent is just as bad as like, well, I don't have friends like that. Well, fine, but like I said, when you see men do it on the internet, y'all don't say nothing. Y'all don't. And it's just like, how do you expect women to find better when y'all don't be better to begin with? There is so much nastiness and violence that men put on women all the time. And like I said, nobody says anything. Nobody does anything. And maybe I'm just shooting in the dark here for expecting that. Like, we live in a patriarchal, misogynistic ass society. So what am I expecting? But that's just like, I really wish that some of y'all would really look deep inside yourselves and wonder why y'all hate women so much. Like, seriously. Like, it's one thing to say, I don't want a relationship, I don't want to be in a commitment or whatever. Like, I'm not ready for that because I'm young. But it's like, y'all don't even treat women on the casual tip like human beings. Like, y'all be weird as hell to women that you are supposedly like interested in. Like I said, y'all spend more time trying to appease your homeboys than the women that you're supposed to be like intimate with. Like, it don't make, the math never maths with y'all. Like, it really does. And it truly and honestly blows my mind. But I think for me in my personal life, I'm really taking a step back and really just decentering men from my life, because I think that is the best thing to do. And I encourage a lot of women to do it as well, because I'm like, these men are not, they don't put us at the forefront the way that we do. Like, we would literally lose friends, lose family, lose our sanity just to like appease the man. And it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I'm not like, giving, burn a bra feminist, like, oh, I hate all men and never talk to a man another day in your life. But I'm saying, like, I think a lot of our lives are wrapped around so much of partnership and when we gonna find a man and when we gonna get married and all that type of stuff. When, like I said, essentially these men are not on that wavelength, especially men who are in their 20s. They're more concerned with soiling their royal oats and, getting their money up and stuff like that. So I think, like, a lot of us just need to, and I'm talking for myself as well, like I said, just need to understand that, like, there's so much more to life than dating and love and relationships. And until I see men be better, I'm not interested in dating none of y'all. Like, at all. Like, I'm just good at dating myself, okay? Dating myself, loving on myself, being with my friends, going on friend dates, having a good time with them, and loving on them. I would rather just do that than to be sitting here trying to, put myself in this imaginary timeline and trying to, cling on to people who clearly don't want to be with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I think about that. I just think a lot of us need to learn. I think I think that a lot of women out there, decenter men, like, for your sanity and your peace. Go on dates, have fun, sure. But like I said, making men your end all be all and like the forefront of your entire life, it got to stop, because I'm telling you, these men are not doing that for us. I promise you they're not. They don't care. They don't give a good goddamn. A lot of them don't. I ain't saying all of them. I said a good bit of them. A lot of them. Like I said, especially if they're very young, it's not giving that. Like, it's not. Notice on that show, The Ultimatum, how it was the women that were issuing said ultimatum because the men just didn't want to get married. And I mean, technically, rightfully so, because they were all like 23, 24 years old. But at the same time, like I said, I think a lot of those men knew that those women wanted marriage and still dated them anyway because they were like, well, I could get the draws or whatever the hell the reasoning for them being with them, whatever. Or maybe she'll change her mind or something like that. But it's just like, no, they don't want it. So that's how I'm like, choose better men. Where are they? Please show me. I want you to show me what a better man is at. I would love to know. Please tell me. Let me and my homegirls know because we have no idea. Y'all just let me know what y'all think about the Drewski video, about the phrase choose better men, about the ways in which really a lot of the ways that men have been so nasty and irresponsible that it always just seems to land on women every single time. And let me know your thoughts and opinions about this subject. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll definitely see y'all in my next video. Peace out, y'all.